is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes his home.
All right, sir. Thank you. Oh, come right in, Father. The prisoner has been waiting for you. How is he? He slept well, and he's calm and quiet.
Is the execution set now?
Within an hour, exactly at 6.
May I see him now?
Certainly, I'll bring him up.
Here?
Yes, it's permissible. One moment. Come right in, Father.
Pablo!
Father!
My son, my friend, God knows how much.
I understand, Father.
Mr. Gonzalez, any last request you wish to make? I mean, any kind of food or drink you might want?
Can I ask anything?
Anything within reason.
Bottle of whiskey. Could I ask a bottle of whiskey?
Whiskey?
You see, Father, I could not afford to drink it before. I used to ship Ginebra and tobacco. I've always dreamt of being able someday to drink whiskey, a whole bottle of it.
Anything more?
Yes, 2 glasses.
Is there anything you want with the whiskey?
Yes, we get 3, so we could all drink.
What I mean, Mr. Gonzalez, is there any food you might want?
No, nothing more.
Very well.
Where then? Has my aunt arrived?
Not yet, but there's a young girl
A young girl?
dressed in black.
Christina?
Your...
If you want anything, Father, I shall be just outside of it.
Pablo!
Forgive me, Father. I was thinking.
Take a seat, Pablo. What were you thinking of?
I was thinking. I can't believe it. That I should be here, condemned to be hung in an hour at the age of 24.
Be calm, Pablo. I went to see the governor for a few days more at least, but he said he couldn't do anything.
Father. Father, do you think
Yes,
what you said last night, that God could forgive me? Forgive me for all I've done.
Christ has said that if your sins are scarlet, they shall be as white as snow, if you ask His forgiveness. God's mercy is infinite, my son.
No! I can't! Not yet!
As you wish, Pablo.
If my mother had only taught me to believe and pray, but she never did. That's why I'm here now.
Your mother's still living.
Yes, but I hope I don't see her again.
Why?
What's the use, Father? It's a long story.
While entering the prison gate, I noticed a woman standing on the sidewalk and looking towards the cells. It could be a mere coincidence, but a certain resemblance.
Is she tall?
Yes, rather, and wearing a colored dress.
Curly hair?
Now that I come to think of it, yes, her face was, or
That's her, alright. I wonder why she's here.
don't you expect a mother to see her son?
I don't want to see her!
Pablo, what you told me a moment ago, that your mother never taught you to believe and to pray. Is Is that the reason why you don't want to see her?
That, Father, and more, but let's not talk about it. I want a little rest. I'm tired, and I'm a little nervous. I hope you don't mind.
No, of course. You should lie down for a while. You want me to go?
No, not yet. Father, will you read something for me? My heart is so weary. Perhaps your books could give me some comfort.
I've got 2 books here. The Confession of Saint Augustine and Kempis' Following of Christ.
The second book. Yes.
It is good for us, now and then, to have troubles and adversities. For after times, he will make a man enter unto himself, that he may know that he is an exile, and place his hopes not in anything of the world. Therefore, ought a man so firmly to establish himself in God, as to have no need of seeking many human consolations. Then is he weary of longer life, and we set death to come, that he may be dissolved and be with Christ. Then also he will perceive that perfect security and full peace cannot be realized in this world.
That is good, Father. My eyes, they are weary.
I shall continue reading it for you, if you wish.
Oh, the chaplain is in with him now.
I shall wait. No, don't bother him this way. Can I ask you a few questions? I just came from the province. All I know is from the morning papers. I can't believe it's true. Can you tell me why you murdered that man?
It seems this fellow, the victim, annoyed the prisoner girls once. During the trial, the prisoner testified that he was not a jealous person by temperament. But then, when this other fellow went to extreme of laying his hands on her, he vowed revenge and killed him.
Is that sufficient reason to give him the death penalty?
Many other circumstances aggravated this case. For one thing, the murder was deliberate. It was done in the evening, and he purposely got drunk.
What weapon did he use?
A knife, about a foot long. It pierced the man's heart.
Pablo used to be afraid of the knife.
The prisoner's afraid of a knife.
Oh, I'm talking about the time when you were killed with.
He pleaded guilty.
How strange. If I could only help him.
Too late now, in less than an hour.
This girl?
What girl?
The girl you mentioned. The one Pablo killed the man for.
She's the one out there, wearing a black dress.
I can understand Pablo. And then the death penalty.
But you can see, he had the previous convictions. Estafa, disorderly conduct, assault against conduct authority.
Estafa too?
A year ago, he forged a check for 200 pesos. He was an inveterate gambler, you know.
Didn't know.
You wish to see him now? You're allowed 5 minutes.
Yes, thank you.
A visitor, Mr. Gonzalez. The whiskey is here, Mr. Gonzalez.
Pablo!
And you are?
Don't you remember me, Pablo? Yes. We were childhood friends. We used to play escondite together. You remember?
Oh, yes. I remember now.
You used to push me in the river, remember? You never knew the bridge. Have you forgotten?
No, Andres, I haven't forgotten. I only wish we were children again. We were happy then, weren't we? You're the only friend who has come to see me. The others, my so-called friends, I haven't seen them since the trial.
They're probably busy.
Yes, too busy evading me. But you're coming, Andres. It's a complete surprise to me. I mean, I didn't expect you.
I arrived from Isabela yesterday. I came to Manila for business. I know nothing about this. Until I read the papers last night.
I'm glad you came, Andres.
There's a young lady outside. She should have come in first. But when she was near the door, she turned to me and told me to go ahead. Is she your wife?
No, we were never married when this happened.
Is there anything I can do, Pablo? Anything?
Thank you, Andres. No, there's nothing you can do now.
But I can't understand. When I saw you last, we were in the 6th grade. My father was appointed provincial treasurer of Batangas, so we had to move there.
I chose the wrong path. That's all. Tell me, are you married?
Yes, and with 2 children. I should like you to meet my wife.
What are you doing now?
I'm a doctor. I'm assistant head of the Isabela Provincial Hospital.
But are you happy?
I have no complaints. I have a little house of my own.
You've gone far, Andres. And where am I now?
Pablo, just a suggestion. Why don't you turn outside?
Yes?
Have you thought of marrying her?
Now?
Why not?
And destroy her future?
If you love her,
I do. No, can't marry her now.
does she love you?
That's just it. She does. I've been very selfish all my life.
She wouldn't care.
Maybe, not now, but later, she'll regret it. Why make her a widow of a murderer?
Tell me, Pablo. Your father died when you were still in school.
Yes, and after his death, I lived with an old aunt, Tia Chede. But when I was 14, I ran away.
You used a knife, they say. You were so afraid of a knife when you were a kid.
Yes, I was so afraid of many other things besides. I didn't gamble, I didn't drink.
What happened?
I don't know. I grew up without discipline. I was allowed to steal small sums of money, to gamble on street corners, to smoke under the bridge, and when I grew older, the wrong friends, the lack of faith in anyone or anything, the bitterness.
Your mother still alive?
Yes,
Is she here?
I hope not.
I understand. It's best, I suppose.
We're mistaken, Andres. I hope never to see her again.
Your own mother? But
There's a man who insists on seeing you, but he has no pass.
Did he give his name?
Yes, Simeon Siren.
No, I don't want to see him.
somebody you know?
He's one of my companions from the past. They dragged me out of the gutter.
I'm not Mr. Grosbeck.
Pablo.
Thanks for coming, Andres. I'm happy to die, knowing at least I have a friend.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Half an hour left. You wish to rest a little, Mr. Gonzalez?
Rest now? I've all eternity to rest in, Warden.
Do you mind leaving us alone?
You wish to see him?
I didn't want to see you. Partly to blame for me being here.
Don't be too hard on me, Pablo.
You taught me many of the evil things I learned.
I regret it deeply.
Your regret? You saved me from the chair?
If I could do something...
What can you do now?
They say I taught you many evil things. That's true, but I too have been taught in my young years by other friends.
You pretended to be my friend.
I've always been your friend, Pablo.
That's why, I suppose, you never came to see me during the trial.
How could I have known you wanted to see me? I didn't dare.
You were my closest friend. The one I trusted most. We were partners in drinking, gambling, and women. And that doesn't merit the word friendship.
True, Pablo. And yet, I think you're being unfair to me.
Unfair?
You know, Pablo, you have a mother. You're lucky to have one. My mother died when I was 5. And my father a year before that. I was raised in an orphanage, but I escaped when I was 12. And since then, I have been alone in this world. To have a mother, how sweet and beautiful it must be. When I was a kid, I sometimes had fights with other kids. Whenever I got licked, I'd cry, but I have no one to dry my tears. I still remember the garden in our orphanage. How often I ran to our corner of that garden. There was a bench behind some thick bushes, and there I would weep quietly. That's why I grew up to be bitter.
You never told me this.
Each one of us carries a secret in his heart, which he can't reveal to anyone.
So, mother, how sweet and beautifully consoling it must be. Yes, how wonderful it must be.
She's still alive. Then,
I too have my secrets, Simeon.
I'm leaving for Palawan tomorrow.
Palawan,
I have a job at the leper colony.
among the lepers.
Yes, among the lepers. I met a fine and nice girl 2 months ago.
She's working there.
She's going to live there.
Live there? But why?
She has leprosy.
Leprosy?
I'm going with her. That's why I've decided to work there too.
You love her, Simeon?
Yes, and I want to expiate my past.
But why go to that extreme?
Great crimes demand great expiations, Pablo.
Sorry, Simeon. I see, you're a better man than I am.
No, Pablo. I'm no better than you are. I'm worse. But to this girl, I owe this change. I was spiritually and morally dead, and she brought me back to life.
We've never been so close to each other as we are now.
Now we can part not with bitter reproaches and resentment, but with complete understanding. Goodbye, my friend.
Fidel Gonzalez to see you.
Yeah, Chideng, let her in. Yeah, Chideng. I'm so happy you came here.
I didn't want to come today. I told you yesterday, but
I wouldn't have forgiven you if you didn't come today, Tia.
I tried, Pablo. I tried to see the president, but I couldn't find him in his office nor in his house. I have failed.
No matter, Tia. No matter now. How silly of me, Tia.
Pablo, I have failed you in everything. If only I had not let you go years ago. But then you ran away.
Self, Tia. It was my fault. If only I had stayed with you, how different things would have been.
Where is?
Thank you, Tia. How can I repay you for all of your kindness?
Only one thing, Pablo. My dear, will make me happy. What I've been asking you these last few days.
Father Lim read me the following of Krista a while ago.
I don't mean that, Pablo.
You mean confession? I don't know, Tia. It's too early yet.
Sorry, time is up.
Thank you. I was just going. Have you seen Christina?
I don't mean her.
Your mother? I saw her waiting on the sidewalk. But you know we have not been on speaking terms all these years. Has she seen you?
I don't want to see her.
Forgive her. A mother remains a mother, whatever her faults.
If she had been a true mother, I wouldn't have been here.
Your father's death left her and made her live alone.
No, I can't forgive her.
Very little time left, Mr. Gonzalez. The girl wants to see you.
Tia, forgive me for all the pain that I've given you.
I shall wait outside, and I shall be praying.
Farewell, Tia, and pray for me.
All my life, son. All my life.
Christina! What can you say to each other?
Just want to say, I'll always love you.
I'm not worthy of you, Christina.
If you really love me, then please don't go away without me.
Without marrying you? Did you see? It would be unfair to you. I should like to marry you now, even if I'm about to.
Let's not think what the next few moments will be.
For the first time in my life, I know what real love is. The deep silent affection, the quiet understanding, the feeling to gentle gratitude, the sense of being alive. Yes, alive. Neither a mother's or a woman's love I have known. Early in life I spoiled my mind with unworthy thoughts, my mouth with drink and dirty language, my heart polluted with dirty desires, my hands with stealing, gambling, and now murder. And then you came, Christina, came into my sordid, lonely life, and cleansed my mind and soul and brightened my world until that night.
Why? Why, oh God, why? If only I hadn't been walking alone that night.
When you told me the next morning how that fellow had tried to rape you, I forgot myself. I forgot you. I forgot everything. I only knew I had to wipe away the insult.
But why with blood, Pablo? You shouldn't have.
Blood? Yes. Because it was the only way. The insult had to be wiped away with the blood. If you get married now, what can I offer you? Nothing. Premature widowhood, the name of a murderer, a few memories of what might have been.
What do I get? Widowhood? Yes. But also the assurance of your heart and mind faithful unto the end and for always. A few memories. Oh, I wish there had been more. But still, memories that I shall cherish to eternity.
After this is over, you'll forget me.
Can't you see? I should be able to forget you, Pablo.
If someday you should meet a better fellow who can offer you a better future, you'll be glad you needed marry me. That you were free. Oh, Father! Father, this is Christina. Father, could we... Yes? Could you marry us now? What? Yes, I know. The goats die in a few minutes.
We love each other, brother.
Have we known each other?
7 months.
At this moment.
I want to marry you, even at this moment.
But I'm sure we shall need to have witnesses.
Imitation is outside. You sure about this, Christina? You want this?
Surer than ever.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I pronounce you man and wife.
Congratulations, bro.
What's going on, Warden? Will you let her in?
Is she your mother?
She used to be.
I shall wait in here.
What do you want?
I wanted to see you.
Want to see me? What for? To offer me your sympathy? Thanks. I don't need it. You didn't try to see me during the trial.
I couldn't. I was ashamed.
Shame? Aren't you ashamed to be here now?
I am your mother, Pablo.
The woman I used to call mother died when after father's death. She lived with Marcos Nable.
You hate me so.
I don't hate you. My feelings for you are what I would feel for a stranger.
I have left him. I left Marcos for good.
And so, you came here to feel pride in your work?
I don't understand.
I'm here now. I'm condemned to the chair. It's because of you. Yes, you. Have you ever been a mother to me? Did you ever give me any care or attention? Isn't that true that you spent all your time gambling when you left me with Tia Chide? When father was sick and dying, weren't you out gambling?
I fed you, clothed you.
And you thought you had done your duty? You thought that in bringing me into this world, your work was finished? It had only begun.
What did you want me to do?
Did you ever correct my faults? Did you care who my companions and playmates were? Did you ever check me for committing grave thefts? Correct my bad language? My bad tendencies?
I really tried.
And did you ever teach me to fear God? Tia Chedeng taught me a few prayers which I quickly forgot because I ran away. My faults became habits, and my bad habits enslaved me.
I wasn't to blame. Try to understand my son.
Son? You dare to call me your son? And a few months after father's death, I was 10 then. You fell in love with Marcos Nable. Live with him, crap! My own mother?
I left him.
May I know why? Not that it matters.
When I read about your sentence weeks ago, I realized that I had done wrong.
In the meantime, what have you done to me? You broke my ideals, tore away my faith, filled me with bitterness. The bitterness of a son who's ashamed of her own mother.
Pablo, have pity!
Pity! You never had any for me. Sent me out into this world without faith, without anchor, without dreams. I wandered alone and lonely without a home until I met Christina, the girl I just married.
Married?
And now that I am about to die, how I wish to have my own mother at my side. To be able to tell her how sorry I am. To be able to part from the life of a mother's kiss. But no! It's my own mother who has sent me here.
Pablo! Pablo, my son!
Tears? How can your tears move me now when I drown in my own tears in drink?
Listen to what I have to say, Pablo. I was forced to marry your father against my will. I didn't love him, and he knew it. It wasn't my fault. My family shouldn't have opposed my marriage to the man I really loved. To forget my unhappiness, I turned to gambling and to pleasure. That kept me away from your father. Didn't want a baby, you might as well know. So when it came, well, I just left you to the care of servants. But few knew that our married life wasn't happy. And when your father died, I sought an outlet for my lonely years.
Tia Chideng wanted me to believe father's death. had made you lonely and bitter. Yes, but for different reasons.
Left you enchanted and scared dead. She wanted you. When you were 11, that was the time I met Marcos. Tiachide knew about my unhappy marriage with your father.
She knew, and she never told me.
I've told you everything. Now, condemn me if you dare.
If I could believe you, I would ask you to take care of Christina for me. But no, it's impossible. Too late.
Yes, son, let me take care of her. I'll be a real mother to her, but I haven't been to you.
If I could die with the word mother in my lips, if I could call you mother, God in heaven, why can't I call you mother?
Time's up! The official awaits you in your cell.
Not yet, not yet!
We must start, Pablo.
My wife? Oh, Christina. Yes. No, never mind. Why hurt her more? Father, I'm afraid to die.
Don't doubt God's mercy. His mercy is wide as deep as the ocean.
Father, will you hear my confessions? My father, let's go.
My son! Pablo! Pablo, wait! Pablo! Pablo!
It's all over. His last words were, his last words,
Yes?
Christina.
Was that all?
And mother. He whispered like a prayer, the word mother, twice.
Mother? Christ?